All right, we're recording. Welcome to Sophie's Voice. Here we are with my beautiful friend Isabella. Hi, Isabella.
Hi, Sophie.
How
Thank
you
for
going?
having me. Well, to be honest, I am having a little bit of
Stage fright.
Yeah.
Yes. So we were just having a little discussion about just getting on and doing it, not worrying too much, not trying to be perfect. And so that's really what this podcast is about. It's about just people talking to each other and
Do
connecting.
we look at that one or that one?
Well, that's them out there. Hello, them out there. So if you want to check, like, make sure.
Yes, so we didn't do any training for this, and it's my first time in. Also my English is not my first language, so yeah.
So we're just talking about that Isabella's very anxious about her English.
Yep.
And that you won't understand it. But so if you're seeing this and you're watching this, put it in the comments. Tell her and give her encouragement, because it's really cool that she's doing this.
And I think it will be almost the same in Spanish, because it's just the idea to be watched by like many people I don't know, and I don't know what they're gonna say about myself. Social media can be sometimes
it's a very vulnerable thing to do, isn't it? Yeah. But I just think it's amazing what's going on with people are just exposing themselves all the time now in all their raw humanity. We see so much of the foolishness of being human, and in a way that's really cool, because it can help us to get over our own vulnerability about being human, and that's what we don't like, isn't it? That uncomfortable feeling of being judged and criticised. And
thank you then for pushing me to do this.
Good. So we
go through the fear and the...
That's right, yeah. And just say, who cares? Who cares? Probably 2 people are going to watch it.
That's good. That's a good point. I think that is why I accepted.
So, Isabella and I met about... Do you know how long ago? 5 years?
I reckon 5 years.
5 years.
Yes, it was like already a couple of months here, and I've been here for 6 months. So I
6 years.
For 6 years. So I think 5 years and a bit we met.
Right, you were pretty new here.
New.
So I remember the day of turning up. I was running the cafe at the time, and it was holiday time, and I wasn't going into the cafe at all. But this day I thought I better go in and check on a few things and clean up some stuff. So I rocked up, and there was this lady standing at the door, and the whole centre was all locked up. And so she was like looking to see if anyone was there. And I said, oh, hi. And then it was Isabella, and the rest is history. We just clicked straight away, didn't we?
And we always been having those kind of connections where like Sophie is thinking of me for something, and I just call in.
Yeah, like something comes up on Facebook, another page of yours on Facebook, and I'm looking at it. There's Isabella, and then Isabella's ringing on the phone. There's been dozens of them. Yeah, lots of them.
We already forgot, but yes. Thousands.
But that was on that particular day. There was a real feeling that we were soul sisters, I think, and we immediately connected on a spiritual level.
Yeah, inspiring woman. I remember that I was calling you inspiring woman.
You had what was it? You were doing
it was
just a group. You started a group, Inspiring Women.
Inspiring Women. Yes, because I wanted to open I reckon it was like a podcast or something like that, but with people who were like spiritual, like interested in the spiritual world. Sophie was always very passionate about the Bible and the community work. So that was the values that I wanted to have in my team.
In your team of Inspiring Women.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Women.
So you became a Christian after you came to Australia? What was the story there?
I was born in a Catholic. I think you know the story, but I was born in a Catholic family, and then I always go to the Christian church, because in Colombia the Catholic church were very formal, while in the Christian church, the worship were more like active. And
so I was saying to someone the other day, they were saying that, Catholics are Christians, it's all the same. And I was saying in some countries it's not. And that was what you were explaining to me, weren't you, that Catholic people identify Christian people as a different religion. Is that right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. At the moment, I'm not going to the church. It's already a year. But I always say I'm a Christian because, well, my spiritual guide is Jesus. So besides the church, I still pray and I still follow that path. But yeah.
Because I was thinking, like, not long after I met you, you got baptized in water in a church.
Yeah, that was through my hi Esther.
Yeah. Shout out to Esther.
She's my friend from Singapore, and I got baptized, and I was very into this Bible study, and not from just a religious perspective. I liked philosophic as well. So yeah, it's the whole.
Yeah, and so
it was like a while ago. My goodness. It feels like.
And so we're both on a sort of maybe a similar journey, and we're sort of sometimes we meet and sometimes we're in a different place about our Christian faith mingling with being interested in alternative ideas and being open to other spirituality. Like today, so you went to the Mind Body Psychic Expo.
Yeah.
How was that?
This is my third year in row that I love it.
Yeah. So she came here all zenned out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice experience.
And then I got her talking about politics, and she was like, got very passionate.
She knows how to make me feel very passionate about topics, and yeah.
But and so I put it out there on Facebook that we were going to talk about her situation. So we thought we'd just lightly touch on it today, but Isabella was a bit concerned about going too much into the nitty-gritty of it without having clear facts and figures, because it's been quite a roller coaster journey and lots of officialdom. But yes, very sadly, what is it, the 31st of, June, end of June?
29th of June.
29th
of visa
June.
will expire.
And she's got to leave the country.
Yeah.
After 6 years.
After 6 years doing everything that...
And thousands of dollars, hey?
Yep.
You're estimating, do you want to say what you estimate?
I will say around 70,000.
70,000.
Yeah.
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 And coming in with the idea that getting a student visa, you've got an agent who tells you these are the steps to take to become a permanent resident.
Yeah, once I was studying English and I became interested to stay in Australia. I really feel like that was my country to call home. And so I went to the migration agent to work together with the government rules, and he explained me how to go through all the process. And basically you need to choose a profession that is in the list, and then you have
to choose a profession that's on the list.
Yeah.
Right, so they give you a list of, say, these are the professions that we want in Australia.
Yeah.
So if you want to stay, you've got to choose one of these and study it.
And then...
So at that point, you get the sense a bit like if you do that and you do all they say, you'll be able to stay? Or you always know it's a bit...
That's... Well, I will say when you go to the agents, they always say it is possible. It is possible. But... last year, many things changed, and now the agent said this is like buy the lottery. You never know if you're gonna win. So, last year it changed a lot of things.
You got more of a sense that it was very uncertain.
Yeah.
And so I've just watched Isabella go through this process because we've shared a house. She's came and stayed at my place a couple of times, wasn't it? It was just in the caravan there and then here.
In two different addresses, but how long was first 2.5 years we were housemates for?
Yeah.
Around that.
Yeah. So we feel a bit like family, so it's a bit heartbreaking to see your family getting kicked out of home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very, very difficult, and it's very tumultuous time for you emotionally, hey?
Yeah, it has been like a roller coaster. And, well, I do believe that there is a plan for everybody. So there is one plan that our mind mates, and there is another plan that the universe or your spiritual guide or wants to, or life, just life, what it has for you. In this now I feel like my mind had a plan definitely that was called Australia my home, but life or the, well, I believe in Jesus, this is my spiritual guide, has another plan. So I trust, like, of course it's hard because for my mind it's like I did everything, I paid everything. How comes that at this stage they say yes, we need construction workers,
Construction workers,
people who study carpenter, now we need them, and doesn't matter if they don't have much points, we need them. So
you had all the right points, you had plenty of points.
Yes.
But it's just so that you'd chosen to do remedial massage.
Yeah, I am a remedial massage. Like I did my bachelor in business back at home, but when I came to Australia and they say, well, you need to choose one occupation of those lists, I was like, well, my family is not here to judge what I'm going to study now, because when I started my university, my family were like, study accounting, no, study engineer, no, study business.
So your family wanted something that was more to get you on in the world of money.
Yeah, but when I was here, like, well, I can start from the beginning.
You can follow your heart.
Yeah. So there was alternative medicine. There was more like Chinese medicine, but it was not in the list. So like the closest thing to that was in the list was remedial massage.
Yeah, so you've got a real interest in alternative.
Yeah, so
therapies.
Also I could study a master in my bachelor, but first it was very expensive, and I was buying myself. Like I had to, as a student, you can't work full time. You are not allowed to work full time, and even if you are allowed, like you also need to study, go to classes and do assignments. Even if you will allow you, human possible. So that is not like, I can't complain about the process, because thanks to the process, I could choose what my heart wanted. I was like working for a community that I worked in Colombia for 9 years for a bank, and in Latin America the banks are, well, you know that word, So sometimes I feel like I felt like I was working for the enemy.
Right, an enemy agent.
Yeah, but when you work for people to help to make their quality of life better, to feel better, for the well-being, is from your, not just from your pocket. It's also to build good karma, to help people to get better vibration, because I believe also in neuroscience and science. So I'm aware that it depends of your vibration, you attract your experience. And when I do my treatments, I do believe that what I give them is to raise that vibration. Because when a person is tense, when a person has pain, it's difficult to rise that vibration.
It's like blocked.
But when you release those knots, when you get the work in your muscle to feel the that's that's another word to like we will be here for all night speaking about that. But
well, it's been a bit of a topic lately on the podcast and in posts I've put up about this idea of having a sanatorium. So like having a healing center is sort of like something I've been looking at, not quite the same sort of thing, but more like a big home place where people who are sick but don't want to go to hospital, but want to have like family care, to have those sorts of environments, to create something like that. And so,
that is my inspiring woman.
So what would be your vision? What is your vision of using those healing gifts that you're developing? What would your ideal dream be? What would you like to do for people?
Short future or long?
Anything like.
Definitely keep working in what I'm doing, more like
as
the
a
physiotherapist. But I want to study more. I want to study acupuncture.
And would you like to have your own healing center or just continue working with individuals?
I would love to have my own healing center.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Yeah. Lovely. And can you talk about what your plan? Not necessarily the next step, but any future plans that you want to talk about?
I will. I'm planning to study acupuncture. So
great.
I learned from this experience that, it's hard to. My first language is Spanish, and for some people, even if you study in second language, even if you communicate every day in the second language, the pronunciation or just the way that your brain think and things and then communicate is every day is a hard work. So I feel like, okay, Australia shut the door for me. Not Australia, the government, actually, because Australia, I will always feel welcome here. And so yes, Spain would be good to study acupuncture.
Lovely.
And it will be in Spanish. So.
And it feels like our connection, and there's probably other people you feel like that too. Like there's a reason somehow down the track. It feels like it's not over.
Everything's for a reason. Yes, I believe it.
There's a future of something, and especially having similar visions and similar spiritual journeys, and we've connected so much. So I was saying, I don't think we actually talked in person about it, but about the idea of maybe ongoing. We could have you on Zoom, and you can come in every now and again and tell us what's going on and where you are. And
well, I'm not a big fan of cameras. Like I love photos, but about videos, I think it's a good beginning, like a weekend.
So maybe we could have like a postcard from Isabella, and you can check in and tell us what's going on and where you are, and tell us what it's like there. A bit of a, what do you call it, like a travel log.
New adventures.
Yeah, Isabella's adventures.
My life is full of adventures, isn't it, Sophie?
There's always something going on. We used to always say, this is the next chapter in your book.
Yeah, there was time where I had to go to the countryside to live and to work there, and
long drive. She had to do it all herself. She was scared, weren't you? That long drive by yourself.
And it was a very lovely experience there, but it was just time.
Yeah, so she's really challenged herself, done lots of amazing things. And you're trying to, so one of the things I remember when Isabella rang me and broke the sad news to me, I was in the supermarket and we were like, having a cry. But she said, I didn't even get to go to Melbourne. So there was all these things she wanted to do in Australia. And so now she's like on a race to squeeze them in. So last weekend, what did you do?
Last weekend I went to the Noracote caves.
Make sure you're nice and loud just in case.
Yes.
Don't get too casual.
To Montgambier. And a long
drive to Mount Gambier by yourself?
Yeah, by myself as always, and it was lovely. The the fact that I couldn't travel around was because I didn't want to spend my savings that I had in my country. I wanted to already invest a lot of money when I came first, and then the money that I was earning in my work, it was paying my studies.
Shelling out money all the time.
So I couldn't even change my car for those 6 years. I couldn't even travel. And so...
And now you're going to squeeze in a trip to Melbourne before you go. Good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colombia. You left Colombia 6 years ago, and you've been back once or twice?
Once.
It was just that one time you were back, was it? Oh, right. Yes, that was for a few weeks. And, so for people that don't know about Colombia, do you want to tell us a little bit about Colombia? Where it is? And
it's in South America. And
so it's just at the top, isn't it? Just sort of like the gateway into South America, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well...
Beautiful culture, beautiful... But what did you say? Biodiversity, lots of...
Yes, it's the second country
with lots of life forms.
After Brazil is the number one.
Lots of beautiful nature, huh?
Yeah.
And you grew up on a farm?
My parents and my grandparents did.
Ah, yes, farming. What sort of farming did they do?
Plantain. We don't have plantain here. That's my favorite food. And I was always complaining about that. That's one thing that I miss besides my family is the plantain.
So explain to people that don't know, what's plantain?
It's like a banana, but it's a cooked banana. And you can cook it in different...
So it's like savoury.
It's green. Yes, but if it's...
So it's more like, you can go either way.
If it's yellow, it's going to be sweeter. And you can fry it and you can do different dishes.
So it looks very much like a banana, but bigger?
Yeah. It's
just bigger? Is it bigger?
Thicker.
How can you tell the difference?
Thicker, because the banana you can eat like raw, but...
So they look, just to look at, they look just the same?
The skin probably is thicker to the fruit, while the banana is easier to peel off.
I remember she was very excited. You found some here not long ago. She turned up here with...
yes,
this is it. This is plantain.
However, that is freezing. So, it's freezing. So, it's the flavor is freezing. So, you can buy freezer.
Oh, frozen?
Yeah, frozen.
No, you brought some fresh ones somewhere. At an Indian or an Asian...
That wasn't in the freezer? That wasn't... I didn't put in the freezer, that one. And that
you found somewhere where they were selling them fresh, I'm sure. But I might be wrong.
Can't remember.
Don't remember. Anyway. So, you got lots of... maybe one day we'll go into some of the memories of your childhood in Colombia, but...
and cheese as well.
Cheese?
Yeah. My mama had a small... cheese factory at the farm.
I'd forgotten about the cheese.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, cheese, plantain, and
So that's cow's milk? Cheese from cow's milk?
Cow's milk, so a lot of cows as well. But I couldn't live in farms. It was just for my holidays and my beautiful memories from my childhood. It came from that holidays at the farm.
At the farm.
Yeah. So, but yes, I was always in the city.
I remember you talking about the sugar
cane. That was not like a business, but yes, we had sugar cane, and we do have other things, but it was more like to consume.
I remember you talking about how they make this
panela, the panela. Yeah, that's just hard to explain. It's a bit long process.
But something as a kid was pretty magical, hey? That they take the sugar cane and do a process and end up with something that you could suck.
So it's like caramel, yeah.
Caramel, yeah. They're magical, those memories, aren't they, when you're a kid? Special things like that.
Yeah, that was my happy memories.
Beautiful. So, all right, we don't have to... If we're done for today, we can leave it there.
Yeah, happy to leave it
Happy to leave it there, and we'll have you on again if you might be able to squeeze another one in before you leave. Mm-hmm. And if not, we'll get you on Zoom.
Let's do that.
And maybe if people want to talk about the situation for overseas students, we can maybe do that on a written post, maybe, so there's not so much stress about facts and figures being exactly right. But it has felt very unjust on some level, hey, that the way things get manipulated as you go along, and that Just lots of money being made. It's like a big business for the government, hey, international students.
Yeah. And when I came to Australia, I thought like it seems like this country there is not like that doesn't have that type of governments that see people like numbers.
Numbers, yeah.
Yeah, but
or dollar signs.
unfortunately,
And I think
yeah.
I feel like it is changing, and like that's why it's probably important that we do sort of let other Australians know, because I had no idea of these special educational institutions that are just made for international students, and it's really just making money from them and charging lots and lots of money to do that.
It's a business. It's a big business, and people believe that they came here and it's gonna be way to actually grow as professional in a community. But no, they just been treated as a number, and once they finish their paying their studies here, they just kick it out of the country and welcome to new money, new students, get all the money and then kick it out of the country. So yeah, it's not.
So it's bittersweet. So you're handling it really well. It's a grieving process for what you had hoped for.
It is a grieving process,
but because you're a spiritual woman, you're keeping your vibrations high, and you're like saying, well, all right, God, what next? I trust. Yeah,
yeah,
and it shows you beautiful, shiny
human
being. Thank you, darling. Thank you for watching, everyone. Shalom, peace.